Talofa Faithful, how's everybody doing? Welcome to the Niner Faithful Radio Week in Review show. Sorry, had to do a few last second things, so I got confuzzled there for a second. So yeah, we got a special guest in the back. TJ is not in with us tonight. He is out. I want to say it's somebody's birthday. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he's out this week. So we got a special guest representing the Finns in the background. One of my homies from over here in Washington State. So we got another person from up north, repping their team from way down south. But yeah, so again, it's Friday, everybody. We're going to hit the actual show intro, and we'll get started with it in just a second.
Rice has just set a Super Bowl record with 12 catches. He's in motion. Montana, touchdown, John Taylor.
You're tuned into Niner Faithful Radio, the show hosted for the faithful, by the faithful, brought to you by Power Brands.
Again, welcome back to the Niner Faithful Radio Week in Review show. It's the captain going sailing with you tonight. All right, so to get things kicked off, first of all, I just want to make sure that everybody knows who the man, the legend is, Johnny Dell Football Academy. If you guys don't know his show and the stuff, his breakdowns for everything like that, over here on YouTube, make sure to jump over to his channel. He's definitely one of the GOATs when it comes to doing this podcaster creator type thing. Let's see. Oop. It goes back on the road with the family background. Hey, it's Friday night, man. Got to do what you want to. Got to do. Definitely get into family time when you can. All right. So this week, obviously, like I said, TJ's out celebrating. I forget exactly whose birthday it was over in his family and everything. So instead of going solo today, I decided to bring on the homie. Some of you guys have seen him before in pictures and stuff like that. Or for when we went down to the game that Miami had down in Santa Clara a couple of years ago. So welcome into the first time to the show, my boy, Mac Big Boy. What up, Boos?
Good. How's it? I hope you guys ready for lose. That's all I gotta say about that.
You guys are just as bad as we are, bro. It's funny because if you look at how our two teams are set up, it's almost like mirror images of each other. And I know a lot of that's simply because you know what, there's a lot of connections between our two teams. But the season has kind of gone a little bit similar for both of us. And then we've got, what's up, Mr. Tommy, the best fairy in the house? How's it going, brother? Thank you for showing up. Yeah, so for your guys this season, what do you guys think? What are you thinking so far for you guys?
Straight trash, bro. It's trash. That's why I haven't been watching no games. I just keep up with the scores. That's it. I watch the scores. Because it's like, after Tua got hurt after that second game, everybody was just like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, with Tua being that, I mean, do you think he should honestly even be playing football anymore? I mean, honestly, do you think he should just give it up?
No, at this point, no, because that's too many head injuries, bro. I mean, come on, man. I don't want you to be walking around like Muhammad Ali. You know what I'm saying? Looking like this, bro. You're still young, too. You're still in your mid-20s, you know? Like, bro, you got a long life to live. You got college degree. Use it, you know? And if you can somehow stay in the NFL, probably coach, I don't know, assistant coach, whatever you can do. I mean, you know, don't ruin your life, bro.
Yeah, that's the way I'm saying it. And like I said, I mean, and it's just like you said, there's ways of staying in the game. You can coach. You can just do any. You just be a regular quarterback, you know, behind the scene trainer. You can. There's so many places you can go. You know, go back home. You know, do stuff in Hawaii. You know, anywhere. You know, go to college, work your way back up to the NFL. But I mean, it's just at some point, to me, he's got enough money. I mean, what? So why? Just I would not mess with it anymore.
Right.
So, yeah. Let's see. So, like I said, unfortunately for this week, I know there's usually the quote-unquote drink of the week and all that kind of stuff, but your boy's a little poor and in between jobs right now, so no drinking allowed until I get paid again, you know, until I start working. So, I've got, even though it looks like beer. I don't know if you guys have ever had some of this liquid death stuff. So yeah, so it's a sober night on the weekend in the weekend review show, which is sad because it's Friday.
We're drinking water.
I know. Usually by this time, me and you are already through a 6-pack for the most.
Right. Me more than that, but you know what I'm saying? You know what old country boy says? He said, while you wait, you gotta hydrate.
Salud, everybody. Yeah. Even though, like I said, I like these cans because they do actually look like you're drinking beer. Like if you didn't, like when the first time I saw someone like had this in the office, I was like, why is that dude up there just drinking some beer?
Right. Liquid death. But they do have an alcohol version of that.
Do they really? I've only seen the water stuff because that's what Dad brings me all the time. We got Mr. Berto Hastings in the house. How's it, my dude? Thank you for showing up. All right, so let's just go ahead and get into this. Let me bring up this guy. Oh, and Puka saying hi to everybody. What's up?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so obviously we are playing down in Miami. And, man, we had planned on going to this game. There's Max over there taking care of Puka, his dog. He's got a big old Roddy over there. Probably being a little pain in the ass for him. And obviously, yep, he's got to get up and go take care of it. You all know how it is. He's got his daughter there, so he's got the kid and the dog there. And they just got out too long ago, so he's dealing with that stuff. So we will just go ahead and move on. Obviously, we are playing down in Miami. Me and Mac and a couple other people had tried to get things set up to where we could actually fly down to Miami and, obviously watch the game, hang out there for a few days before the game and hang out. Didn't quite work out that way, unfortunately, because I think a lot of it was because the wives didn't want us to go. But the big thing with this week is there going to be more hard times at the Hard Rock Cafe. How are we going to finish out this season? A lot against a team that mirrors us in a lot of different ways. You back?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I was telling everybody how we had talked. We were really trying to get a trip together to where we can go down to Miami and be there and hang out. And the wives were not too happy about all that.
Oh yeah, because the bank account was like, it's Christmas, mother.
True. Like I think I could have talked Deb into letting me go, but I would have had to given her the best Christmas gift of all time. I'm like, I'm not sure what I'd have to give her, but I'd have to give her one hell of a Christmas gift.
You got to get rid of Big Magic Portuguese sausage.
Hey man, I'm more like Vienna over here, so. But yeah, so I mean, your guys' team isn't doing all that great. You guys are 6-8, just like us. I mean, it's a rough year for both teams in general. I mean,
oh yeah,
both of us had high Super Bowl aspirations. Injuries, obviously, you guys with Tua, us with the entire team, but our quarterback kind of thing. So yeah, it's just hasn't worked out that way, unfortunately, for either team. Because honestly, had this been like a Super Bowl preview kind of a thing, I know come that Sunday, me and you'd been all up on it with that game if that was a Super Bowl.
Hell yeah, bro! I sell my left child to go to that one.
Well, you've only got 13, so you can spare one.
Be like, look. What's that address to the dark web, real quick?
All right.
So no, we'll never do that.
Yeah. We obviously, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking shit here. Obviously, we'll start with the transactions for the 49ers this week. Obviously, the player who formerly wore number 59 for the 49ers is on the suspended list for the season. Will not see his bitch ass the rest of the season. As a fan from a different team, what do you think about this guy just walking out in the middle of a game because I didn't want to play because someone took my my starting spot away?
Yeah, I was watching a video about that dude. He just walked off and everybody was like, yeah, that dude should be fired. That dude should be fired. And I was like, oh, snap. More crap going down on the Niners set over here. What's going on, man?
And you know, with our group chat, everybody starts instantly hitting me up.
Right.
All of a sudden, I look at my phone. There's like 90 messages from all you guys.
That's crazy though. That's like that entitlement. Like, dude, come on, man. Just you lost your spot, but you still on the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the problem?
You still getting paid $5 million to stand there and be a cheerleader,
right?
I mean, pay me $5 million to be a cheerleader, and I will be yelling and screaming and doing backflips all along the time. Be dropping,
Right.
Giving everybody water bottles as soon as they got off. Hell, I might even throw in a foot massage.
Hell, I'll run out there with the water boy costume on.
All right, so that was on the 16th, and then on the 17th, we waived Ambry Thomas. Thank you, baby Raptor Jesus. He is finally gone. Tight end Mason Pline was, and I didn't know this was a thing. He went from the practice squad to the practice squad injured reserve list, so I believe he's technically done for the season. And then we also signed offensive lineman Austin Pleasance, who looks like Tim the Tatman or a chubby George Kittle. Pick your choice on who he looks like. And linebacker Chandler Wooten to the practice squad. Obviously, we had to get another linebacker to put on the list, considering we just dropped a bitch for more words. All right. Then
I watched the thing about that other dude too, and they said he's gone. No more Niners for him.
If you're talking about number 59, yes, he's. We didn't cut him because he still would have gotten paid a certain percentage, and then he could have signed with another team. So to prevent all that and to get as much money as they can back from him, they just ended up suspending him. I'm sure it's not going to be the end of it, because I'm sure that the NFL Players Association is going to try and fight it, because that's just what they do. They always try to fight, because that's their union for the players. So I'm sure there'll be something to come back from them.
Oh no, I was talking about the practice squad dude.
Oh, Mason Pline?
Yeah, they said he's gone. He's done.
Yeah, he's not done. He's just done for the year, probably, at this point. Then congratulations to the 49ers Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. It's going to be linebacker Curtis Robinson. Obviously has not been playing a whole lot this year. Obviously got hurt really early in the season at training camp. And so he's actually had a ton of time to do all his charities and all that kind of stuff. Apparently his mom is a Bay Area native, and he grew up down in Irvine, California, I guess you could say. So he does got a lot of good work with charities and stuff like that in the California area. So it's good to see him. And then I also saw that for the Dolphins, you guys had Alec Bolton, your guys' fullback, who is their nominee. So good luck to both of them in what the NFL considers its most prestigious award, as it's basically, the guy who does the most charity work every year.
Got to spread those millions.
All right. Before we go into the next one, I'm not sure. There always seems to be an issue with trading some of this stuff when it comes to sound. So we're going to show how Brock decided to play Santa to the offensive line. So for those of you who are watching, let me know if you can actually hear this.
Hold on, baby. Appreciate that. It is tough, brother. Appreciate you guys. Step, man. It's in Chris, man. Y'all we gonna show it. What did it say? Put my ride. I'm gonna show y'all. Look at this. Look at the interior. We got somebody taking off already. Go ahead and catch him up there. I don't got no truck yet. I'm gonna have to take the truck. Oh, man. Hey, shout out Brock Purdy, man. Best quarterback in the country, in the world.
My mind is blown, honestly.
This is the best gift I've ever gotten in my life. Thank you, Brock. Thank you so much.
What are those, Tundras?
Yeah, Tundras and Sequoias. All right, so that was Brock gifting, I think it was 5 Sequoias and 5 Tundras to his offensive lineman. I mean, honestly, this Trent Millions just signed an extension. He's probably made $200 million in his career. Does he really need another truck? He's probably got like 5 in the house right now. I mean,
you can never have enough trucks, man.
And for someone like Jake Brendel, he should have gave Jake Brendel a Pinto because that's all about what his blocking has been worth this year. So good on Brock. Obviously, he did not pay for it. Everybody's like, how did he afford all that? That's why he's fighting for his new contract. This was not paid for by Brock. This is going to be some sort of a sponsorship deal that Toyota did. And also, it's probably some sort of a tax write-off for Toyota at the end of the day. So, I mean, it's nice. But, I mean, what's next? You set the bar pretty high with, getting everybody a truck and the SUV. What's next? A house? I mean,
Yeah. Because each one of them trucks, bro, at bare minimum, they're like $54,000. That's just the bottom. That's the bottom price.
I was watching Larry Krueger on his stream earlier, and they looked it up. The base price for the Tundra is $63,000. And then
see what I'm saying? Like, holy Toledo, the Sequoias that's an SUV. That's even more.
Yeah. And then they've all got like this custom interior and all this kind of stuff that, they're red and gold interior. So, I mean, obviously these are all going to be hooked up to the max. You know what I mean? So, but I mean, it's nice of him. I mean, he can throw one my way. I can use a new truck.
Right. I take that baby straight to CarMax.
Right?
I need the money more than I need the truck. I already got a truck.
Ours is a little older, so yeah, we would definitely use it.
Be like, look, write me a check for 60. I'm good.
All right, let's talk about some of the connections that we got between the 49ers and the Dolphins. Obviously, head coach Mike McDaniel came from us. Tight end coach Joe Embry, obviously from us to you guys. Also, Coach Wes Welker. So you guys got 3 of the coaches there. Also on your team, in the bottom right-hand corner of each one of those, I had actually completely forgotten that Max McCaffrey, brother to Christian McCaffrey, was actually on the team for a couple of years as a wide receiver, but ended up getting hurt. He is now over at the Dolphins as one of their offensive assistants. And then Jesse Sapolo, great 49ers offensive lineman. His son, Roman Sapolo, is also an offensive assistant over on the Dolphins now. So there's a lot of ties between both teams. We got a lot. Even the family ties are definitely there. So it'd be almost like a homecoming, but to an extent, with us going to Miami come Sunday.
Man, no wonder we suck. We got that 49er curse. No.
Shit. It's the only reason why you guys are good to begin with. Can we give us all our coaches back and see what happens? All right, and then the injury report for the Niners. Obviously, we've got a lot of people who are nicked up and everything like that. The only 2 people who are officially out, Trent Williams is out. His ankle is just not healing the way it is supposed to. More than likely, he's completely done for the season. In fact, I'm hoping that anybody who has any sort of an injury, let's just chop it up as this season. I want my team to win, but at the same time, I know getting into the playoffs is almost a non-existent kind of a thing. And I also want that top 10 draft pick, because if we kind of lose that, so it's like a balancing. I was like, I want to win, but I want to see more players. So, and then also out confirmed today is that running back Isaac Guerrero is out. So it would look like more than likely getting the start will be Patrick Taylor, and then we'll be calling up both Israel Abakanda and Keyshawn Vaughn at some point. Everybody else just has nicks and dings, so nothing. Everybody should be good to go. And then looking over at the Miami side of things, the only person they have out is Blake Ferguson. But he's just a long snapper. Like I said, not the most important.
Yeah. No real loss.
Yeah, it's not the most important position. I mean, it is very important in the kicking game aspect of it. But I mean, it's not like you're losing your starting, quarterback, wide receiver, or anything else. What's his name? Jalen Waddle is listed as doubtful. Earlier today, Adam Schefter was reporting that he is definitely out of the game for Sunday, but he's still listed as doubtful, which means he could still possibly play if things are, maybe he heals up, whatever, with his knee over the next couple of days. But it looks like he is leaning towards being out. So, but other than that, you guys are coming into this game decently healthy. Yeah.
Hopefully they can put something together, get some balls in that end zone, man. and not just play a long kicking game. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, can your kicker kick? Because ours can. Sometimes. Our kicker's fine as long as the game is on the line.
He said our kicker can sometimes.
Look, I'll say this about Jake Moody. As long as the game is not on the line and it's not a high pressure kick, he's fine. He can make any kick between, like the first quarter to the third quarter. But when it comes to fourth quarter kicks or giving us the lead or anything like that, he sucks, which makes no sense because when he was in college, he made all those kind of kicks. So I'm like, dude, what the hell? You spent 4 years at college being, damn good, and then you'll hit everything. But a fourth quarter or to win a game, all of a sudden you are not
Choke,
prime
yeah.
time, buddy. You are not prime time. But like I said, he went to Michigan and kicking in national championship games, all that kind of stuff, and he was fine. The pressure's not that much bigger in an NFL. So
Right. Well, I mean, except for the fact that you get bonuses for making that shit. You know what I'm saying?
well, they do now in college too with the NIL. I'm sure they can get extra money for that shit. But all right, so let's look into your guys' coaching staff. Obviously, the coaching staff, former offensive coordinator for the 49ers, Mike McDaniel, 26-22, including 0-2 in the playoffs. So not too bad. Just nothing going on with you guys in the playoffs. But then again, you guys keep running into teams like the Bills and the Chiefs constantly, and that's where you guys, especially in the cold weather, you guys get shut down in the cold weather easily.
Yeah, man, they're a hot team. They don't belong. They don't belong in the cold, just like San Francisco. Shit.
Well, Frisco's kind of
It
cold.
doesn't get. It doesn't get. I mean, it doesn't get as warm as it is down there in Florida, but still, you still have that warm inclement of weather to where if you go to New York and play like you guys, or was it Green Bay? Yeah, that's icy, baby. That's real icy.
Well, you talking about the snow game? That was the Buffalo.
Is it Buffalo? Was it Buffalo?
Yeah. Green Bay was actually kind of calm.
Yeah.
But Buffalo was the really bad one.
Yeah, that's not good, man.
So, and then obviously your offensive coordinator is Frank Smith. I'm going to assume he's basically playing the Mike Daniel role when he was here for 49ers. He's just kind of a glorified quarterbacks coach. He has the title, and that's about it because Mike McDaniels is the play caller. And then their defensive coordinator is going to be Anthony Weaver, who's somebody I think might be possibly looking at getting a head coaching job within the next couple of years for him personally. All right. Speaking of your guys' offense, speed kills. For both of us, both teams kind of run the same exact offense to an extent. Obviously, each coach has their own little bit of a variation on it. But for the most part, the biggest difference is that, the Dolphins are built more for speed. We're built more for power. And honestly,
Right.
I prefer your guys' offense. Speed is the one thing you cannot teach speed. You either have a ton of speed or not. You can get stronger. You can get in the gym. You can work, all that kind of stuff. But it's so hard to get speed. So that's why, these guys, when they train their ass off to, shave off 0.01 seconds when they're doing the 40s and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, so with that speed in mind, obviously, you guys have got speedsters all over the place. You have not Devondre, but Tyreek Hill, Devon Arcane, Raheem Mostert, Waddle, depending on if he's able to go. So, I mean, like I said, there's just speed all over the fact for you guys. Also, the reason why I got two 49ers up here, if you guys don't remember, Raheem Mostert, still one of my favorite 49er running backs of all time, still had one of the greatest running back games against the Green Bay Packers in the playoffs. And then Jeff Wilson Jr., who is your guys' fourth running back right now. And it's kind of funny. He pretty much asked for a trade anywhere because he didn't want to get buried on the depth chart. Well, brother, you went to another team, and right now you were fourth on the depth chart, a.k.a. you were in the exact same spot you were before because you had a couple of good games and you thought you were going to be the shit, and now you were just buried on another. And I like Jeff Wilson, but his whole thing was he's like, I want to play. I don't want to back up anybody kind of a thing, and I respect that.
Right.
But you're in the same exact boat, on a different team, arguably even lower down on the depth chart.
Well, I mean, like you said, you got all this speed already that's there. You know what I'm saying? So why you're basically the backup. Like if Tyreek goes down, then you get moved up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. One of the guys for us, we've got to be able to stop your guys' running game, especially. I think the two next ones go hand in hand. We've got to be able to stop the run, and then we've got to get over big plays. With speed comes big plays. You just can't stop it. At some point, there's going to be a couple of plays in this game where just the speed alone, they're going to be able to get 35, 40 yards just purely on speed. They're going to hit a corner, coming around the side, off the end, and no one's going to be able to stop it. Tyreek Hill is going to do a straight route right down the sideline. No one's going to be able to keep up with him. That's just the way that offense runs, and that's the way they make their big plays. And so, while yes, I still think stopping the run is the most important aspect of it. But you also have to just get over those big plays because they're going to happen no matter what. So get it out of your head. Don't worry about them. Just expect one or two really big plays out of this game from your guys' offense.
Right. I think they're gonna keep it on the ground just because Waddle's out. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the long ball guy.
Yeah.
He's the long ball guy. So I mean, I'm not saying that Tyreek can't go out, but Waddle was the long ball guy, and that's the guy with the feet that's out there. You know what I mean? When he catches the ball.
Yep.
But yeah, they'll definitely. It'll be interesting to see if they keep to the ground. Mostly because I don't know if we have anybody else that'll get out there as fast as Waddle would.
Well, I think Tyreek Hill is actually faster, to be honest with you. And your guys' tight end, Jonnu Smith, while obviously he doesn't have the speed of those guys stretch the field so much that the underneath part with him, it leaves him wide open most of the time.
Right.
So a couple of things like that to keep an eye out with that. Move over to the next one. And then let's take a look at your guys' defense. Like I said, it's almost a mirror to ours. It's a very bendy but not break kind of a defense. The two things I've got against with you guys is Jalen Ramsey. I know he's been I don't think Jalen Ramsey has been as good as a defensive back as he was when he was with Jacksonville. Ever since he left Jacksonville and has traveled to a few different teams, if you're able to get into his head, kind of like a lot of people do with DK Metcalf with Seattle, if you can get into his head, he breaks up instantly. He starts falling apart real quickly. So like I said, I think, if you go at him, don't be afraid. Like someone even though he's having a shit year in general, someone like Debo, if we can get the ball to Debo just kind of lays out Ramsey, who Ramsey, when he was playing for the Rams, did not want any part of Debo when he was running at him. Actually ran out of his way. You know what I mean? So I'm like, if you can get some sort of like that into his head, you can nullify Jalen Ramsey because when he is good, he is damn good. But he can get gotten around with. And then the other big person on your guys' defense, we got to stop the chop. One of the guys I was kind of hoping we would take a look at from last year's draft, and Chop Robinson, great defensive end rookie. He's going to jump around from side to side. Has one of the quickest first steps for a defensive lineman or a D end in the league. We've got two guys, especially Jalen Moore, being getting these snaps without Trent Williams playing right now. And then Colton McKivitz, who's had his issues against really speedy pass rushers like Chop is. He might be able to get, like I said, we definitely got to stop the Chop. And then one of my favorite guys in the NFL in general, Calais Campbell, been around the league for about 20 years now at this point. I think it's a few years exaggeration. But he's just old steady at the defensive tackle. You don't see old, good defensive tackles like this. And to me, is one of the most underrated defensive tackles probably in the last 10 to 15 years. But yeah, so that's what I got for your guys' defense.
That's some good shit. They just got to hold it together, man. They haven't been able to stop anybody lately, though.
Well, like I said, it's been a very bend but not break kind of a season for you guys. It's just like I said, again, we're just mirror images of each other for what's going on for the most part. All right, let's see. Go back to this. And for those of you guys who are playing fantasy football, basically, I would start almost everybody here, especially, a lot of us are in playoffs when it comes to fantasy football. The only one I'm worried about, obviously, is Debo because he's been non-existent at times. So we'll see how that is. I wouldn't be afraid of starting someone like Patrick Taylor, even though he's never started for the 49ers. But he's going to get a lot of, we're a running team. He's going to get the ball. He's been very reliable for the most part. He's just not, he doesn't have that burst of speed like a lot of the other guys have. But as far as this goes, like I said, pretty much everybody, I think the number on Debo is too high. But they base it off of what they expect. Debo probably won't get that 10 points. But otherwise, that's especially, Tyreek Hill with his 14.28 kids and counting. I just have to throw that in there. All right. And some of the betting that the Niners have got going on, I am taking the 49ers with the +1, a.k.a. they're winning by 1 point. I am also taking Brock Purdy over 14.5 yards rushing. With not having a running back there, I can see maybe running some bootlegs for Brock to try and free up some of that, see how that goes. I'm taking George Kittle over 65.5 yards receiving. But also talking about Tyreek like we had earlier, I am taking Tyreek at 100 plus yards receiving because he's probably going to get 50 of that in one play. So he's only going to get the rest of it. I mean, let's just be honest. Like I said, he's going to get that one big play where he's going to get 50 to 60 yards. So I could see him easily having a 100-yard day.
Right.
That. And then if you put $5 on that, and then you have the 4-way parlay, so you're spending, let me start over. If you put $5 on each of those bets, and then another $5 on the 4-way parlay, you're spending $25. You hit all of that. That's $128 that you're bringing home. So I'm hoping to hit that one. All right, and the last slide for tonight, we're looking at some of these celebrity fans for the Miami Dolphins. We actually had Johnny Depp, who I had absolutely no idea that Johnny Depp was a Dolphins fan. I also did not know that Fergie was a big Dolphins fan, but I did know the rest. I did know that Darius Rucker is a big Dolphin fan. He's been to tons of games. He sang there. Rick Ross, obviously another big Dolphins fan. And to me, probably one of the sexiest women that's ever walked the face of the earth, Gloria Estefan, one of the biggest old school Miami Dolphin fans. Obviously, she's sporting the number 13 with Dan Marino.
She can pet my dolphin. Just a little bit dolphin.
Like I said, one of the hottest women ever to walk the planet is Gloria Estefan.
Right there, right, Mama, right there. Pet my dolphin.
That's the kind of show we run here, buddy.
That's my dolphin right there.
That's the kind of show we have when it gets when we drink. It's not supposed to be that way when it's a sober. But yeah, so that's our show, man. So your thoughts on the game?
I think it'll be a close one, but as much as I love the Dolphins, we're gonna lose by at least. I mean, you're going 1 point. I'm gonna go a touchdown, man.
Well, that's just the betting. Is that they've got to beat.
Yeah. It'll be like either 7-0 or like 7-14 or something like that. It'll be a close game because Miami hasn't been able to put up points in the last 3 or 4 games. I've been watching that, and it I don't know what they're doing over there, man. I just don't know what they're doing over there. To me, it's like they just built. What they did was they built just around Tua, and the kid can play, but he's so injury prone right now and concussions. Man, you had them. I had one. They ain't no joke, man. And especially at that level, when you're getting hit by a 200-pound dude that's running at you, he's not 200 pounds no more. You know what I mean? He's coming at you. You know what I'm saying? And you saw that. He was crip. You know what I'm saying? So,
and that's the thing. It's like it's not like he's had 1 or 2. He's had many, and he's had many that are terrifying to watch.
Right. like that first one, was it last season or 2 seasons ago? That first one he had, I was like,
first one.
damn, I was like, damn, but they broke his hand. I was like, we fucked. Then they came back and it was like, nope, he got a concussion. I was like, oh shit, he was on that seizure shit. You know what I mean? I was like, wow.
I did think it was kind of, I shouldn't say it was funny, but when he ran into DeMar Hamlin earlier this year and he gave himself one of those concussions again, I'm like, this is the NFL's worst nightmare come true. You got
Yeah.
Tua, who goes down with an injury, DeMar Hamlin, who literally died on the field a couple of years ago,
Right.
and then these two are smacking right in the middle of the field. And I'm just like, oh, this is the NFL going crazy.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah,
Tommy chiming in like, hey, I like this guy. I know, man. Mac's been my boy for what? 20 years it feels like going on this point.
pretty much, bro. Pretty much.
Back to the PTI days.
Yes, sir. In fact, you know what? Was it? No, bro. Like,
I think
it'll be like 15. Yeah, it's
Oh,
like
15.
15. Yeah, 15 years. Because it was like 2012. Was it 12 or 13?
It was sometime around there. Like, I don't think it was quite. It wasn't. I think 2010 was a little too early, but I don't remember. And I think 2015 is too late. So I think it's somewhere between 2010 and 2015 when we first met.
Yeah. Yeah, but hey, man, you know, I can't hate, you know, because I'm glad a brother from the islands made it to where he made it. And I was more surprised to find out that, you know, I played football with his uncle in high school. You know what I'm saying? So, and you got, you know, we went down to Cali. You got to meet all the Usos. So, yeah.
Yep. For those of you who don't know, one of his, again, he played football with Tua's uncle. And we were looking for them in the parking lot because they were having, you know, a tailgate. And we found them. And then we ended up just hanging out with all of Tua's family before the game, eating, drinking, and just having a damn good old time with them before the game.
Yes, sir.
To the point where we actually didn't even realize the game had started.
We got in. We missed the first 3 plays and shit.
Yeah, we missed the touchdown, the long touchdown that you guys had to start the game. And then we missed something. No, we were there for when Jimmy went down.
But we walked in right when he went down.
But we were there to see the first when Brock Purdy decided, you know, this is my team now, obviously, because he was the backup to Jimmy. So we were there for that. And that was we need to go back. We need to go back.
Yeah, man, it's going to be an interesting game. Hopefully, I mean, both teams can put up numbers, because when they put the numbers up, the game is a little bit more interesting. But when they play that baseball style, you know, 3 points here, 3 points there, it gets boring because it's not showing that you guys want to put in effort to win this game. I know you guys are playing, but you're not putting in effort to want to win. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't say they're not just putting an effort, because we've been putting an effort all year. We just, like, once we get to the red zone, stall. Our team, we suck in the red zone. But at the same time, I think at this point we have given up 15 straight scoring drives that reach the end zone for our defense. Most of them have been touchdowns, but like I said, so we'll see.
But you know, you guys been plagued with injuries this season too, though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we still got half the team. You know what I mean? It's not even. I won't even put it on the injuries so much as far as the fact that, and I've said this for the last 2 months. Monte Teo, the linebacker, was on one of the shows earlier in the season. Started talking about how this team has a Super Bowl hangover, and I don't necessarily think it's a Super Bowl hangover. I think it's just the fact that this team has gotten old. They've gotten paid, and they're just not sure if they can. You know, they can't beat. It's in their head they can't beat the Chiefs, and there hasn't been the turnover for the roster to where you need that hunger from some of the younger guys that we just haven't seen, and so they're just kind of, which is to me one of the worst things in the NFL. They're content. They're content with being good. They know they might not be able to be great, but they're content just making it to the Super Bowl, making it to the playoffs every year. And to me, that's a terrible way to play the game.
Right. That's not motivation, man. That's just like you're saying. They're what do we call it in the security business? I can't think of the word right now. I'm not even drunk. Oh, they're complacent. They're complacent.
Yeah.
They're just being complacent, which sucks. You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I'm not a 49er fan. You know, I'm a big hater too. But you guys do have a good team. That's the thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's not showing. It's just there.
Yeah. Like I said, they're complacent with it. They're just like, okay, we're cool. We're happy enough to be here. We're just happy to be here. We don't necessarily want to. We'd like to win, but we're just happy to be here.
Right. It's like it becomes one of those, oh man, I gotta wake up right now and go to work jobs. That's what it feels like, you know what I'm saying? Can I call in?
I'm still getting paid millions of dollars, so can I just can I phone it in today?
They don't get no PTO, but they still get the big fat check, you know.
That they do. That they do. All right, brother. I think that's all for we got going on tonight. Thank you for showing up and joining me for this one. I will have to do it the next time hopefully the next time these two teams are meeting, we're actually at the game and we can do this like live from somewhere, kind of a thing.
Roger.
But all right. So again, everybody, thank you for showing up to Niner Faithful Radio Week in Review. And what was that you were gonna say?
Was I going to say something? I don't know what I was going to say.
All right then. All right, everybody. 5 to 10, one love.